All right, welcome so much to the book launch party for Metamorphosis Playbook. I am so happy that you are here to celebrate with me. I'm so excited to see you, and we have all kinds of wonderful things planned for this next hour. And I wanted to just quickly say that I checked the book stats on Amazon right before we started, and I'm checking them again now. And maybe I'll even share my screen really quickly if I can find the share button easily here with everything I have going. Okay, let's see. So, can we see this? Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
So the Kindle version of Metamorphosis Playbook has already hit #1 in all three categories that it is listed in. Yay!
Yay.
So thank you to all of you. That's due to all of you who have purchased the Kindle version. Um, the paperback version has not yet hit #1, but it is close. So that would be lovely if we could get the paperback version to hit #1 today too. So let's see if we can do something about that. I also want to mention that we are going to be having some lovely speakers today. Part of my work is really centered on community and collaboration, and it's a core pillar of the work that I do with women is to reach out for support and lean back in the support that you have in your network of wise women. And so, to that end, I want to take this hour that we're together to celebrate all of us. Yes, it's my birthday. Yes, it's my book launch, and I want to honor that. But I want to honor all of you and your magic. And so I have invited a few colleagues of mine that I love dearly and I adore their work to share their magic with you as well. So we're going to be hearing from them, and we're going to also be playing some games, having some fun, giving away some gifts. And while I'm talking about this, if you are so inclined, if you would like to share the links for the Metamorphosis Playbook, I want to put them in the chat right now. And I encourage you, if you have a friend or a family member or somebody that you know could use this kind of support, this resource, um, just please send them the link, especially the Kindle link, because it is free. And so I want to get this resource into as many women's hands as possible. And hint, hint, this may have something to do with one of the games we're going to play a little bit later. So if you want to take a few minutes to do that now, that would be so appreciated. And if you've already done it, thank you so much. And we are going to hand it back over to Cynthia to introduce our first guest speaker.
Fabulous. This is going to be so much fun. And please, everyone, help me welcome Ali Markovich as our next speaker. Ali is a soul artist and a poet who sparks sacred imagination, prayerful possibility, and relationship with Mother God. She's the author of Soul Kindling, Ignite Your Sacred Creative Heart. Her website is soulkindling.com. Welcome, Ali.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad to be here celebrating Vanessa. Congratulations, Vanessa. It's just so awesome to see you bloom. And so as I was considering what I wanted to read today and open with, I actually was like, oh, this is great because I have I have a poem that references butterflies, which I just felt like was exactly, it just was in alignment. So I first thought I would just share that here's the artwork in my book, that she's right in the middle of the page. You can see she's bursting from the center out. And this poem is called I Am Becoming. I am becoming. I'm not finished yet. No, I still have loads of color to splash around, a palette of rainbow to fling toward the universe. I have unique words to whirl into the purple galaxy, a bag of letters and words to share with those who seek. You may not see me much these days. Don't you know? Caterpillars need time to morph into a merry monarch. I am becoming. I move to the drumbeat of the soul, sway my hips to the rhythm of spirit. Where it takes me, who can tell? I don't listen with my brain, but the whole of my being. Heart, gut, mind, tingles in my fingers. My intention is sharp and shiny as a battle sword. My loyalty is fierce and gentle as a mama wolf. My eyes search for beauty in the gaze of another. I am becoming. I flow to where the genuine grows. My methods don't make sense to most. Why would they? None have spent time in my stride. They don't understand the blaze in my blood, the spark that set me off. I am becoming myself. Ain't that a glorious sight? Thank you. Thank you for letting me share just a little piece of my work, and just being here to celebrate you, because I'm super grateful for the work that you're doing in the world, and just the important sharing of your wisdom with all of us.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous wordplay, Allie. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, Vanessa has some games afoot. What have we got next, Vanessa?
Well, yes, Ali, thank you so much. And I don't know if you know this, but not only is the butterfly and chrysalis image what I chose for both of my books, but my name actually means butterfly. So butterfly is very special to me. So I love that you chose that poem. Thank you so much. All right, so this game is for those of you that are here live. We're going to have another game for those of you that may also be watching the recording later on. So this game is for those of you who are able to show up here with me right now. And what I would love for you to do is write in the chat box how many times you have shared the links to the book. So if you shared to an email list, if you texted a friend, if you shared a post, if you shared one of my posts, each of those counts as time. Just go ahead and put in the chat box the number of times that you've shared the link to the book. Okay, so we have a 3, we have 4, 10, 2, 4, 2. All right, anybody share more than 10? I think we have a winner. I think Martha is our winner. So Martha, the gift that I would love to share with you is that I am going to be creating a program in 2025 around the book and the playbook to help women to walk through it and actually implement the things into their life. And so my gift to you is 3 months in that program for free. So thank you so much for sharing the love so widely and so broadly. And I'm going to hand it back over to Cynthia to introduce our next guest speaker.
Our next beautiful guest speaker is Margot Rose. Margot has been a personal trainer for more than 25 years and is author of the book Body Aware Grieving, A Fitness Trainer's Guide to Caring for Your Health During Sad Times. She loves horses and being on farms, ranches, and road trips. Welcome, Margot Rose.
Hi, thank you so much. Is my audio okay with my little earbud things? Audio's coming through okay? All right, well, congratulations, Vanessa, on all these great successes. I was thinking to share what I call just a couple of my 1-minute wonders. And these are fast, quick ways to improve your mood, which, now more than ever, right? And if you want to join me for these 1-minute wonders, just the first one I call face sweep. And what we would do is the point of face sweep is that we really want to have a separation between who we are and what our senses are and the outside world. And we want the ability to say, that's the outside world. I have X amount of control over anything. This is my inside world. These are my senses. This is my body. And so it's a way to calm and center ourselves and make that distinction between us and that. Okay, so if you want to warm up your hands, especially as we get to the colder weather, and then we're just going to kind of shut down our senses and give our senses a little bit of a moment of attention. So first we can gently cup our eyes and just take a few breaths. You can let the weight of your head sort of relax into your fingertips just a little bit and take 2 or 3 breaths like that. Then you can gently slide your fingers up your forehead. We can lift any of those muscles in our forehead that are like, what? And we could gently come and cup our ears. And when you cup your ears gently, take a few breaths like that. Your eyes can stay open or closed still if you like that feeling. And then we can gently tilt up our chin and give ourselves a little bit of what I call a happy puppy rub. So we can give ourselves just a little massage here where the base of the head meets the top of the neck. And then as we lift our chin just a teeny tiny bit more, we could slide with a little bit of pressure, if you like it, our fingertips off the front of our neck. We're actually massaging the front of the neck muscles, our voice. And then we can gently rest our hands here, sort of at the base of our neck, near our heart, and take 2 or 3 breaths like that. And usually I do each of those twice, but I know we have so many magical women and things happening today that at your own pace, and you can take extra time with each of those things that felt really good. Should I share one more 1-minute wonder? Do I still have a couple minutes, few minutes? Okay, so the second 1-minute wonder is something I call today body. And today body is sort of the same theme I'm on of like, what do we have any influence over? What do we have a lot of influence over? What's happening? So today body is just for up to a minute, longer if you need it, less if you don't like it. But it's just this statement, this is my today body. That's just, it's sometimes when things are confusing, just if we have 1 or 2 statements that I call real and true, like this is real and true, this is my today body. Okay, and from there we can make changes or not as we prefer. But so if people want to join, but it's just, you can change your emotions, you can change your position, you could use with or without voice. I'm going to do kind of a wild version just to give examples, but you could be as muted or whatever you prefer for your own day body, right? So it would look like this. I'm not going to do a full minute, but it's basically like, this is my today body. 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 Woo! You know, this is my today body. This is my today body. It's time for a laugh. This is my today body. Okay? So that's just a little mini example of like, what are you doing with your today body, kids? All right? So that would be 2 little examples of 1-minute wonders that hopefully you use to feel very empowered and control what you do with your mood when you're able to and when you need it. Oh, by the way, I had an amazing interview, as if there's any other kind, an amazing interview with Vanessa, and I put it at the top post on my Body Aware Living page on Facebook. So if any of you want to go to Body Aware Living on Facebook, That's my page. Top post is a really phenomenal interview with Vanessa. And we also have a video. So if you scroll down a little bit, you could go to YouTube, Body We're Living on YouTube, and watch the video of the ever lovely Vanessa Willis Nixon sharing more of her wisdom. And of course, if you felt like subscribing to either of those and being part of those communities, that would be great, Facebook or YouTube.
Fabulous. I'm just making notes here. 1 Minute Wonders. That was delicious and refreshing and fun. Thank you so much, Margot. And now I
Very welcome.
believe Vanessa has another treat for us, another little nugget. What have you got?
Thank you. And thank you for your 1 Minute Wonders. I love your 1 Minute Wonders, Margot. It's so nice to know that you can shift things in just 1 minute, and they're really effective. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Very welcome.
So I would like to lead a short practice from my new book, Metamorphosis Playbook. And I wanted it to be something that was short and quick. It's going to take a little bit longer than 1 minute, but I still think that we can get it done very quickly. And so this is a breath work practice, and it's called Breathe In Love, Breathe Out Anything Less Than That. So I would love to invite you to just make sure that you're really comfortable. If you want to stand or if you want to change your position, so that you are feeling really supported wherever you are. And if you would like to close your eyes, I invite you to do that. If you just want to take a soft focus, you can do that as well. Then really feel the weight of your body being held by the seat you're sitting in or the floor you're standing on. Feel the weight of your feet on the floor. Feel the weight of your sit bones on your chair, couch. And just allow yourself to sink into that and allow yourself to feel the support. And as you're doing that, I encourage you, invite you to deepen your breath. Deepen your breath so that it fills your lungs, goes all the way to the bottom of your lungs and pushes your abdomen out. And when you exhale, exhaling every last little bit of breath. And on your next inhale, breathe in love, peace, gratitude, well-being. And on your exhale, breathe out anything that is less than that. And as you inhale, breathing in love, peace, gratitude, well-being, imagine that sense of love, that energy of love is spreading throughout your entire body with each in-breath. And with each exhalation, imagine that anything less than that might be in your body right now is being breathed out of your body, back out into the universe to be composted and recycled. Continue breathing in love, feeling that touch all the cells of your body. Feel the sparkles of gratitude as they flow through your veins, through your cells and membranes. And feel the release as you breathe out anything less than that. And with a couple more deep belly breaths, I invite you to come back into our space. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers as you come back into your body, into the present moment. Maybe roll your head or your shoulders. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I am interested to know how that felt for any of you. If you are wanting to either unmute or put in the chat how that felt for you, I would love to know any takeaways you have from that practice. So nice. Yes, Sonda, it is, isn't it?
Felt really good.
Wonderful. Restorative reset. Breathing in love is so yummy, isn't it? Absolutely peaceful. Wonderful. I'm glad that that landed for you. And thank you for indulging me in that little practice from my book. And I'm going to hand it back over to Cynthia to introduce our next guest speaker.
Our next guest speaker, I'm so mellow after that little visualization. Our next guest speaker is Martha Alter-Hines. Martha is an MSW, a mom, an author, a healer, and an amazing astrologer. Martha bridges her trauma-informed clinical background as a psychotherapist with her astrological knowledge, as well as a deep understanding of ourselves as beings of the cosmos, earth, divine, heart, mind, to support us in remembering all of who we really are. Her website is livingtheonelight.com. Welcome, Martha.
Thank you. Yeah. So what I wanted to share is what's going on in the sky right now, because it's so perfect for Vanessa and her book, and it mirrors so much of what was going on astrologically, 2 years ago when you published your first one. So, I mean, it's again near your birthday, so of course that makes sense. But both times we're having a full moon in Taurus. And that first time it was an eclipse, I think on your birthday or on the day you chose to.
It was on my birthday, yes. It's like it was on my actual day of birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that eclipse, was just so beautiful 2 years ago. It was like shining this, like giving you this big cosmic send off. It's like so perfect. And then this Friday we have another full moon in Taurus, same deal. Except this is not an eclipse, but Taurus has to do with what the earth and our bodies and the wisdom of our bodies. And this full moon on Friday has two special things going on. One is that it's conjunct Uranus. So the moon in the sky will be right in the same part of the sky where Uranus is, and Uranus is in Taurus right now. And for me, Uranus in Taurus is all about bringing ourselves back, or supporting us to remember that we are the intelligence of the divine as our bodies. And so much of the work you do, of course, Vanessa, has to do with that. It has to do with helping us come back into the rhythm of ourselves. And we've been, as we all know, we've all been in general, we've been indoctrinated to really ignore our bodies and to prioritize the intelligence of our brains, which is great. Our brains are great, but as you talk about so much in your work, the intelligence of our bodies and ourselves as Earth is really, really key, and often even surpasses the knowledge of our brain. Or like, we know that our body knowledge will often react faster than our brain knowledge. Like if we put our hand over a hot stove, like our hand will flinch away and before our brain thinks, oh, that's hot, right? So yeah, so this Uranus conjunct the full moon on Friday is really highlighting that kind of energy, bringing us back to the wisdom of our body. And then the other thing happening that day, which is interesting, is that Saturn is going direct. And next week, next Tuesday, Pluto is entering Aquarius for 20 years. So that's in the astrology world, that's a really big deal that Pluto is changing signs like for good now, right? It's been going back and forth and back and forth. And so there's a lot of ways to interpret that. But one could be that this collective energy is shifting away from more of a kind of top-down authority way of engaging with the world, and possibly, depending on how we handle ourselves, we have a collective energy that's supporting us to come more into that Uranian, knowing our own inner divine intelligence, and ourselves as the divine and the intelligence of the divine. And then because Uranus is in Taurus as Pluto makes that shift, again, it's really supporting us to come into the intelligence of our bodies and the earth. Yeah, so we have that support. You have that support right now. And I think it's so perfect. It's awesome.
I love the way that you bring your unique perspective to astrology. I always get so much out of it. And you,
Awesome.
before we go back to Cynthia, you have also written a book. If you want to show us your book really quick, we would love to hear about it.
Yeah, sure. Sure. I mean, one of the books I channel, and yeah, so Gaia Speaks is one of the books I've channeled. That's very relevant to all these energies too. And on my YouTube channel, I'm actually reading, I channeled Gaia Speaks and published it 5 years ago. But because the energies right now are so strongly supporting us to come back into that intelligence of ourselves as Earth, on my YouTube channel, I've actually been reading Gaia Speaks in a series of videos. Yeah, so if that's interesting to anybody, and of course on my channel, I do tons of astrology updates and blah, blah, blah. And that's, yeah, living the one light on YouTube.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. What a
Congratulations.
beautiful gift.
No, happy birthday.
Awesome. What a great lineup. Vanessa, it's time to check the stats again and possibly have another game. Is that what's up next? Oh, you're muted, darling.
Mute myself. Yes, we are going to have another game in just a minute. And we checked the stats. I shared the screen earlier, and the Kindle version had already hit #1 in all 3 categories at the beginning of the celebration here. The paperback version is working its way up. It's #10 in one of the categories already. So hopefully we can get a few more sales of the paperback version before the end of the day and see that version hit #1 bestseller on Amazon also. And so, yes.
Vanessa, do you mind sharing what the categories are? This is like so exciting.
Yes, I can screen share again. And so we can see. Okay, can you see my screen? Yes, all right. So this is the Kindle version. So it's #1 in menopause, herbal remedies, and naturopathy. And then the paperback is scroll down. It's number 10 in alternative medicine reference, 12 in women's sexual health, and 49 in midlife management. I would be so thrilled if it reached number 1 in these 2 categories. I don't know if we can get it to reach number 1 in this one too, but why not? Let's just put it out there. Okay, thanks for mentioning that, Margot, and prompting me to share that again. And so we have our next game. And what I've done for this game is I've put everybody's name that's here live and also those who RSVP'd that they wanted to be here live, but maybe could not because they were at work or in some parts of the world asleep right now. And I put everybody's name into the wheel of names, and we're going to go ahead and see what the wheel spins and who it lands on. And that person is going to win a private belly dance lesson with me. I think most of you know that I am also a professional belly dance instructor. And so the winner gets a private lesson with me. So let me share my screen again here so that we can all see the fun. Can you see the wheel? Yes, all right. Let's click the wheel. Round it goes. Allie Marketich, we have a winner. Congratulations, Allie.
Yay, thank you. I'm excited.
You are so welcome. And I wanted to say before we hand it back to Cynthia, I wanted to say that we have several people here who have written a book. And before we get to the end, if some people may need to leave early, so I just want to just give a minute if you've already spoken or if you're going to be speaking and you're not going to be sharing about your book when you speak. Can you just take a minute to hold up your book or say something about your book? I know we just did that with Martha. And Allie, I don't know, I can't remember if you mentioned that you just launched your book last month as well. And then Margot, I know you have a book as well. So Margot, did you want to say anything really quickly?
Sure. My book is Body Aware Grieving, a fitness trainer's guide to caring for your health during sad times. It is available on Amazon and through bookshop.org. And those links are also on the bodyawareliving.com website. And it's how to reduce accidents and injuries and stress-related setbacks during times of strong emotion. So now more than ever, we might as well learn how to have to get through hard times without causing additional setbacks is the goal of all that.
Awesome. And Allie, did you say where we can find your book when you
My book is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and IndieBound, which is bookshop.org. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, back to you, Cynthia.
All righty. Let's see. It's my great pleasure now to introduce Michelle Marlahan. A healthy core and pelvic floor creates physical, emotional, and mental strength and relief. Michelle Marlahan has been teaching body-based practices for more than 25 years and focuses on all things health-related for midlife and beyond women. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here in this amazing group, and congratulations on life and birthdays and celebrations and birthing new books, Vanessa. I'm such a huge fan of yours and really feel excited to be here. So we're going to get a little bit more practical. We've been in the practical territory, and we're going to get real practical and do a movement specific for core and pelvic floor health. And whether you've birthed children, or you're simply in a body with changing hormones, which female bodies do, all bodies do. But I work with women, and I'm going to take off my Georgia O'Keeffe hat because I just love her so much, and she's part of my inspiration. I'm also going to take off my big wrap. And I'm going to invite you to stand up with me and hopefully use the chair that you're sitting on. Unless mine's a rolly chair, so I have a different chair that I'm going to use. If you have a rolly chair, it's not going to work as well. If you have another chair, a bench, a stool, something more solid that isn't going to move in your room, that's what you'll use. This is really easy, and it'll be worth it. It'll be something you can take with you. If you don't want to stand up and do it now, just you can, watch, take it in, and you'll know it for later. Okay, so I'm going to stand up. Feel free to stand up. I've got my chair. I'm going to move my video just a little bit, and I'm going to talk you through this. So you're standing in front of your chair. I know you can't see my head, but that's okay. You don't need to. And let there be a little bit like a step back from your chair, okay? The seat of your chair. Put one foot on the seat of your chair, okay? Hands on your hips, on the sides of your hip bones, pelvis, and just feel that it's level. You haven't hiked a hip up when you lifted the leg. You're not turned. You're facing the chair, and the sides are level, left and right over the floor. Okay? Now, push this foot into the chair with about like 20-30% effort. Okay? Almost like you're going to step up, but you don't go anywhere. Now, as you push down with 20-30% effort, also pull back with 20-30% effort, but don't actually pull back. It's an isometric move, meaning it's sort of an equal opposite and nothing goes anywhere. So I'm hoping that you feel something. Notice what you're feeling. Maybe the feeling of kind of gathering, like your legs would move toward one another if they could. You might feel some activation in your inner legs. You might feel a little something happening in your pelvis or in your deep core that you don't even have words for. It's just a feeling that you have. You might also feel this standing leg working a bit. Just keep breathing in and out through your nose. Let your breath be natural. And then stay here, but let all of that effort go. Woo! Just let the effort go. Stay here. From hands on pelvis, now bring your hands to your low belly, below your belly button, right above your pubic bone. So in pelvic floor health, we actually don't want this area to move with breath. We don't want to push out with the belly. That can create a lot of pressure on the abdominal wall and down into the pelvic floor. So we want to very gently contain under the hands and breathe more in the ribs and the chest and the sides and the back. And then we're going to do this movement again. Press down with the foot on the chair. Feel this containment of the low belly. And then pull this foot as though you're trying to drag the chair toward your other leg. Upright spine, relaxed shoulders, breathe through your nose. If this feels great and you want to add a little more, you can slide. You can let that pull be so strong that it just slides you a little bit forward. This is a lot of feedback and sensation here. Most likely, just keep breathing. and then slide back to where you started if you went forward. Release all of the effort. Step that foot down off of the chair. Take a couple steps, maybe shake out, get really loose. Yeah, okay. We got to do that on the other side. If you have any questions, just come unmute and ask as we approach the second side. Second foot, other foot goes on the chair. Again, we're going to do it, one baby step. I know you know where you're going, but do it one baby step at a time with me. Hands on the sides of the pelvis, and make sure, sometimes this lifted leg likes to hitch up at the hip. Just make sure you feel level. Okay, facing forward, upright, released shoulders. Start by pushing down on the chair. And it's just 20-30% effort. Now, pull like you're going to pull the chair toward your standing leg. Make sure you're not locking, especially if you're a hyperextender, you're not locking that standing knee. It might be a little bit soft. And just breathe here. It's such a simple place, and yet a lot is happening, most likely. This is really great. Your hip health, core health, low back health has a lot to do with your pelvic floor health because, of course, everything in the body is literally connected. Another moment here, breathing through your nose. And then stay here, but release the effort. Release the press, release the pull. Whew, maybe have a little shake off. And then take your hands and stack them over your low belly, below your belly button. So this is the area we do not want to bulge forward with the breath or with the organs. We want a gentle containment here. And if it feels right, you'll do the same thing. 20-30% effort. Press down like you're trying to make a foot imprint into the chair. And then pull forward. Pull the foot. It feels like you're pulling the foot back. And if you want, you might let that be strong enough, even though this standing leg is resisting, you might let that be strong enough to actually pull your body forward. Keep this area contained under your hands, breathing through your nose, look forward. Notice what you feel. Notice what you feel when you feel what you feel. And then if you've come forward, ease back. And then let go of the effort. And then step down. And then get really loose and slippery. Yeah, you can shake off, or you can just kind of be like silk. And then mosey on back to your seat. You might need to pull your chair over if you were using the chair that you're sitting in. So simple movement, you can do that throughout the day. Great for your pelvic floor, great for core, great for hip and leg strength and stability. Love to hear if you have any questions, any bit of your experience. I have a whole pelvic floor practice on my website. If you're interested, I'd love to send it to you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I love the way that you teach movement, lead movement in such just a really lovely flow. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And if any of you want to put your links in the chat, feel free to do so. And last but definitely not least, we're going to hear from Cynthia Gregory, who has assisted me and supported me in birthing both of my books. And so Cynthia is an award-winning author, writing coach, and publisher of the #1 best-selling Love Notes from the Soul anthology. Her passion is helping soulful women go from author to author by helping them write the book of their dreams. Cynthia, take it away.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. So, in February of this year, we launched the Love Notes anthology. It represents 30 voices from around the world. And as a writer, I'm accustomed to putting my books together, but this is the first time I took my hand at editing, and I found that it was a profoundly rewarding experience. And I did write the foreword to the book, so I'm going to share that with you right now. In early 2023, I was invited to celebrate the 80th birthday of a dear friend along with a small tribe of fellow seekers on a silent retreat. Following a serpentine drive down US Highway 1, we landed at a spectacularly beautiful monastery perched high above California's pristine Pacific coast. I don't know what wisdom I was expecting or hoping would drop in my lap during those 3 days of contemplation and journaling, meditating to the chanting of the monks, or sitting outdoors where a light fog gently kisses a hillside that drops away into the sea below. But it wasn't a book. Not something as certifiably woo as a book called Love Notes from the Soul. But there I was, reading Mary Oliver, getting cracked open by her images of rural New England, sitting lotus style on a bench built into the cliffs above Big Sur. In that soft sunlight, I received the seed of an idea that somehow germinated before blooming into something bigger. Throughout this endeavor, the blossoming required trust and a shock-sure faith in the big idea. Throughout this endeavor, I maintained an absolute belief in the idea, but the trust required practice. One of the greatest learnings I garnered in the process of co-creating this book is that when fate conspires with destiny, miracles do happen. And it turns out that just as I warmed to the idea of collecting and publishing stories of hope by genius authors, our beautiful planet and perhaps civilization itself, as Yeats coined the phrase, was slouching toward Bethlehem. Sometimes the idea of a book comes as a single thought. Sometimes a book is born from the warm remains of a sentence spoken in passing. And sometimes a book comes to you fully formed and wrapped in a bow with an essential piece missing. That is how Love Notes was born, fully formed and with a piece missing. The vital piece absent was what would become a tribe of contributing writers whose combined wisdom made a genius book that is greater than the sum of its parts. As a writer, I have always been fascinated by story. Growing up, my sister and I shared a pink bedroom with cabbage rose pattern curtains where we would tell each other stories at night when we couldn't sleep. Those stories shared in the dark all those years ago formed a bedrock. Years later, when my sister moved from the wilds of Washington state to the vast undulating plains of the Midwest, I flew from Los Angeles to Seattle and we drove together across the Columbia River Basin, through Spokane. We traversed the panhandle of Idaho, crossed Montana and North Dakota, and then we dropped down into Minnesota. During this sisterly sojourn, one of the passengers' jobs was to read aloud The Lone Ranger and Tonto Fistfight in Heaven by Sherman Alexie. We surfed Alexie stories across fertile river valleys, through forests and bisecting plains, compelled by the ancient art of the well-crafted story. Stories feed us. They instruct and in the best cases elevate our souls. They show us who we are and who we endeavor to be. When the stories of Love Notes began to arrive, they did so like the first snow of winter. Slowly, softly, little miracle stories began to float and flurry and soon created a gravitational pull all their own, attracting more stories. I fell in love repeatedly as I read these authors' expressions of quiet courage, fierce love, and an unapologetic thirst for meaning. The 30 voices representing this community of writers are nothing short of miraculous. The vision was always to provide a place for relentlessly authentic new voices to be seen and heard and to elevate ideas that represent the best of the human spirit. These are a small offering of the 1,000 invisible stories of everyday heroes, of mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, lovers, teachers, artists, healers, and ancestors. All on their own, these stories arrive, stacking up, forming drifts, exposing intersections of theme and content across the complete work. I found threads connecting ideas between stories. I found certain universal truths appearing again and again. Pause. Practice gratitude. Notice what lives in the liminal places. Love everyone you can and forgive yourself. In these stories, in these sacred spaces, the human experience rises like something holy. I know that I have learned to trust the process of crafting a powerful story, a transcendent story, and am and will forevermore be deeply gratified to curate this artful, magical compilation.
Oh, thank you so much, Cynthia.
You're welcome.
Beautiful words. You are such a wordsmith.
Thank you.
And thank you for including me in Love Notes for the Soul as well. That was just a wonderful collaboration that is very near and dear to my heart.
I'm so glad you were a part of it.
All right, so we are coming up to the top of the hour here. And I am just going to remind everybody we did make it to #1 best-selling status in all 3 categories of the Kindle version. We are still on our way up to the top of the paperback version. So hopefully with sharing throughout the day, we will be able to top the charts of the paperback version as well. And one more quick ask, if I can. I know that reviews really help the algorithm. They help when people are choosing whether to purchase a book or not. So if anybody feels called to leave a review, I would be so appreciative of that. And if anybody has any questions, if anybody has any thoughts or insights or takeaways or would like to share anything else, I'm going to go ahead and stay on however long people want to stay and celebrate. But that does conclude the portion of our planned events. And so if you need to jump off and go and get on with your daily activities, I just want to thank you for being here and thank you for supporting the book and supporting women in community. And if anybody wants to stay on, you're welcome to. And feel free to unmute if you'd like or pop anything in the chat.
I just want to say happy birthday again. I'm super happy for you.
Thank you, Martha, and thank you for the little astrology tidbits. Those are so helpful when we're navigating different life phases to know how the cosmos is supporting us.
Well, and how in tune you are to it. It's awesome.
Well, you know, I didn't know that until I met you and you kind of delineated some of these things. And I was like, oh, so I just need to go with the flow and just trust that I'm going to be in tune with the universe.
Totally. Yeah. You're following yourself, which is perfect.
Thank you, Vanessa. Congratulations.
Well, thank you for being
Yeah.
here, and congratulations to you too on your recent book launch. Your book is just absolutely gorgeous. You have such a unique artistic style. And when I see something, I know, oh, that is Allie. I can tell immediately.
Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, what a lovely group of people. And Vanessa, congratulations. It's just, I'm gonna go figure, I never used Kindle ever, but let me go figure out how to download your ebook, and always glad to follow up with you. You're just you're just such a gift to the world, and I appreciate knowing you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for being here and sharing your 1 minute wonders. And I just want to mention for those of you who bought the Kindle version, make sure to click the link. It's like 1 or 2 pages in to download the PDF. Kindle formatting doesn't allow for all the beautiful graphics that I put into the
Mm-hmm.
So I put that link to the PDF so that even if you have the Kindle version, you have an option of looking at the PDF version, printing it out, and using all of the beauty that's in this book.
Good to know. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Linda, for being here. It's always
Yeah.
lovely to see your face, and I get to see you twice in one day, don't I?
Yep. We're going to dance later.
We're going to celebrate again.
Yep. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
This was a really great thank you. I wanted to let you know too, if you have the Amazon app on your phone, it won't download the Kindle. You've got to go actually into Amazon.com to make it download the Kindle. Because I tried on my computer and at first it wouldn't let me.
Oh, really?
So if anyone questions it, tell them to go to Amazon.com.
Okay, I didn't even know that there was an Amazon app that you could use.
Yeah, I have it on
Yeah,
my iPad, so.
Yeah, they've changed the algorithm yet again, so you can no longer order Kindle version on your phone, unfortunately, but you can do it online.
Well, I got it.
Well, thank you for mentioning that. You would think that they would want people to order on any device.
Yeah.
But okay. Well,
All right.
now I have the answer. Thank you.
See you later.
See you later.